Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Machuca. I am the Director of Environmental Education and Neighborhood Parks at Friends of the Parks. And welcome to our very first webinar that we will be offering, hopefully every couple months or so. The webinars will be focused on building your capacity as volunteers, as community groups, and hopefully as individuals to do the work that you want to do in your parks and hopefully to support your parks and support your work. So just some announcements before I begin. This coming Monday, the 1st of August, our monthly packed webinar, newsletter will be coming out. It will be a really exciting addition. We have a submission from the Pingtum Park Advisory Council, and they will be talking about the 50-year story of their park and their library. Also in that edition, there will be sort of a recap summary of the Chicago Tribune article from 2008 that will talk a little bit about the governance of PACs and give you a little bit of history as to why some of you are experiencing what you are experiencing today. And on that note, if you are interested in submitting a PAC highlight or a park partner highlight, highlighting the work of your group, please email that to me at machucan@fotp.org. Additional announcements: the VIP awards will be released on the 1st as well. I'll be sharing that information in the newsletter, or in the email that will be coming out with the newsletter on the 1st. You will have 2 months to make your submissions, and in that email I will include more information about how to submit your nomination, and also a little bit more information about what the VIP Volunteer in Parks Awards are all about. And those will be due September 30th. Our 28th annual Late Ride fundraiser will be happening August 13th and 14th. We have our PAC networking meeting coming up in September 28th, where we will be focusing on how to community organize. We'll be inviting experienced community organizers to talk about their work and share some best practices. The 501c3 meeting, if you are interested in becoming a 501c3, or you're not sure if that's the right move for your group, we are partnering with the Law Project, and that will be happening on November 3rd. It was originally scheduled for October 27th, but that has been moved, so that event will be free, and we hope to see you there. Also, just to put something on your radar, we will be hosting and partnering on regional PAC networking events, regional park partner networking events. So if you are unable to come downtown, it's a hassle, maybe the 5:30 time is inconvenient for you, parking, all those good reasons. We will be starting in the next couple of months to do those events within your region, south, north, or central. And again, that's according to the park district region map, to hopefully build relationships for you, make more connections to those folks that are your neighbors, and grow from there. So I just want to mention that there is a Q&A function that you can utilize. If you have a Google account and you are signed in, you can write questions and I can see them. But there is a delay. So if you submit a question and I don't respond right away, I might just not see it yet. What is being projected and streamed to you has happened a few seconds beforehand. So just keep that in mind. So our webinar today is geared towards those individuals who aren't as familiar or comfortable with Office type software, but you would like to bump up your level of knowledge, your level of comfort, and hopefully this webinar will encourage you to be more comfortable and to be more willing to explore the opportunities of the programs. So today I will attempt to, let's see, I am This is my very first webinar, so I'm still learning some of the technology of this all. But here we go. Today we will be attempting to replicate this beautiful flyer that you see here from Horner Park Advisory Council advertising their summer concert series. It was created by Gina Hutchings of Lunar Media and Lisa Spiegelman of DreamID. So I just want to give a shout out. I want to thank them for giving me permission to use their flyer today. So today I'll be using Microsoft Word, but I just want to note that you can do what I'm doing today in your own software program that you have on your own computer. Maybe you don't have a PC, maybe you have a Mac computer, and in that case your software might be different. I know Macs have their own programming. And maybe you have a PC, but you don't have Microsoft Word. And in that case, let's see, in that case, there is a free software that you can download, again, for free. You just can search Open Office, and the free software is called Apache Open Office. And the software, there's the package, you can download a version of Microsoft Word, their own program called Writer. It has Excel and all the other parallel software programs that you would find in Microsoft. You can get that for free. And again, what I'm going to show you today is going to be replicable, if that's a word, in your own program that you have on your own computer. So again, maybe you don't have Microsoft Word. Maybe your Microsoft Word doesn't look like mine. Maybe it doesn't have these tabs on it. But you can find the tools that I'm going to show you today in whatever program you're using. Let's see, what else did I want to say? I just want to note also that for those of us who are a little more experienced using computers and using Microsoft Word, we're familiar with these shortcut keys. And those of you who are computer nerds are probably having a heart attack at all of my windows that I have open. Yes, I'm one of those people. So if you Google, not that, if you Google shortcut keys, control key shortcuts, it will list for you all these different quick shortcuts just using the control key and hitting control and the particular letter at the same time. For example, to copy is control C, I think, or is it control V? Now I can't think of it, and I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, control C is to copy, control A is to select everything. So you don't have to necessarily right click and then use the options that pull up when you right click on your mouse. All right, so let's get started. So there are various ways that we could go about replicating this, this flyer, but I'm just going to go through to you with my approach. And again, for those of you who are just joining us, there is a delay. I don't have the question screen pulled up, so if you were going to ask me questions, I wouldn't be able to see it right away. Particularly because I have these pieces open, but you can type in questions as I'm working. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top. I could just start typing away, but I would rather insert. I'm going to insert a text box. And I want a simple text box, and it appears right there. And again, if you have a different looking Microsoft Word, or you have a different software that doesn't have these fancy options, somewhere in your program there is an insert text box option. You just have to find it. So I'm going to be lazy, and I'm going to select all and copy. I right-clicked and I copied, and again, If I want to be fast about it, I can just highlight and press Control-C at the same time. Then I click in my text box. I can erase it, and I can paste. Or again, I could Control-V, which is paste, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to center it. It looks like it's not quite matching because my text box is not big enough, so I'm going to go like that. I'm going to move it up a bit. I see that I moved it up. I've clicked on it, move it up. It's not letting me move it up anymore because my margin is set. So if I want to move my margin, I can just click on the margin and move it up a bit. It looks like it's not quite centered. There we go. And now I don't like that, the border, because we don't have that border in the flyer. So I'm going to right click. I am going to format shape. And in my program, this is popping up. Maybe it doesn't pop up in yours, but there will be some option where you can mess with the shape. You can format the shape, and I don't want a line. So I click it, and then bam, it connects out of that. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to put, I want another text box. I'm going to do a quick thing. I'm going to Control-C, click elsewhere, Control-V. Paste that, or again, I could have inserted text and then text box. And again, I'm lazy, so I'm going to highlight. Oh, interesting. There we go. Interesting. It's not highlighting separately, so I'm just going to do this in 2 parts. Highlight, paste, summer concert series, highlight, paste. Now something I'm noticing, I pasted it and it has this, I don't want that space there. It just kind of automatically put in that paragraph space. So to fix that, I can Control-A, I can highlight. My computer gives me a paragraph option, but my computer at work does not have that. I have to go to something else. There's another option somewhere when I right click. It's like Word, or I don't know, it's some other option. So when you right click, you should be able to find the paragraph option. And as you see, it was automatically set to multiple. I don't want that. I don't want the spacing. All right, and there you go. We got rid of that paragraph. And I'm going to just quickly try to change the font. I could go to Home. I could also right click. And there should, maybe not, oh, here we go. That's more of the text box. There are many ways you can change the font, but in this case, on my home, I can go and I can quickly change the font. I'm not going to be super serious about it for the sake of time. We'll pick that color or that style. I want it to be green, so I can go, I can change the color of it. I want it to be bigger, so I can click on this to make it bigger. I want to make this bigger as well, so I'm going to make that bigger. Again, the same problem as earlier. My text box is too small, so I want to make it longer. So I'm just clicking on the border and dragging. And now, in theory, it is center. We can fix this all later. So now I want to put in this green box. So how do I do that? I can go to Insert. I can insert a shape. Again, depending on your program, maybe your Insert Shape option, it doesn't look like this. Maybe it's somewhere else, and you have to figure it out. That's okay. That's what we're learning today, how to make mistakes, how to be brave. So again, what I did was I went to Insert, Shape. This one kind of looks like it. It's got those curved edges. I'm just clicking down, and I'm dragging my mouse, and I'm going to make it like that big. So far, that is really curved. I wonder if this changes how curved it is. Yes, it does. So when you have these shapes, if you see a yellow box, you can click on that box, And you can move it around, and that will affect the curvature or something about your shape. So you can always mess around and play with that if you're brave. So I want it like that. And now my color is blue. I don't want it to be blue, so I can right-click. You have two options. If your program looks like mine, there are some shortcuts that pop up, or you can format shape, and you might have some variation of this option where you can change the color. Let's see, that green kind of looks like it. We'll do that. Now I inserted a shape, not a text box, so I can't just click on it and start typing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to add text. And then you see my cursor appears. And again, I'm lazy, so I'm highlighting. Oh, all these extra words were highlighted that I did not want highlighted. I'm clicking inside of my shape. I am pasting. And now we have it look like that. And interesting, it's all the way at, it's not at the top like I want it to be. I'm not sure how I can change that. I might have to think about that. See if I want to spend the time figuring it out. Maybe I will. Trying to get my format shape. Maybe inserting a shape and inserting the text or adding text was not the best option. I could have also just inserted a text box. And then I could have changed the color of the text box. I could have changed the border of the text box, the color. So that was an option as well. So kind of like I said earlier, there are many ways that we can go about accomplishing a task. And I'm trying to delete it. It's not letting me do that. All right, there we go. So join us. We have some editing to do of the text. This was elsewhere. This is not there. I don't know where that came from. I won't be too, I'll try not to be too OCD about how it all looks, because I don't want to waste too much of your time. I can just show you guys some basic, these basic tools, and then I can go back maybe if we have enough time and make it look a little bit better. So let me just see real fast if there are any questions so far. No questions. All right. Still much faster than typing it out, at least for me. I'm not a super fast typer. All right, that looks like that's correct. So I can see in the flyer that, well, one, the text is bigger, so I can highlight, and I can increase the size. I'm also noticing that it looks like it's bold, so I can bold it. This is much bigger. Okay. I also see that this text is a different color. So I can highlight it. I could right-click and go to font. And that will let me change the color. Or I could, on my particular home tab, I have some shortcut keys. And that looks like that's about the right color. So I could do it that way. And this is still not big enough. So let's make that bigger. Again, we can fix this later. I have the same problem where it's giving me the spacing. I don't want that spacing. This happens to me all the time. So again, I highlight, I right-click, I go to paragraph, and your paragraph might be somewhere else. I'm changing the spacing to single and 0, and there we go. All right. And I see I have this border. I don't want the border or the outline, so I want no outline. or you could have right-clicked on the shape and formatted shape, and it would have given you some sort of pop-up option. All right, let's see. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to insert this particular shape. So I'm going to go to Insert, Shape. I know that there were these star options, so the something that looks kind of like this one. I'm just going to go like that. There you go. Again, to change the shape or color, looks like it was something like that. We'll do that one. And their particular shape is on an angle. So with this shape, you see you have this circular option. You can click on it, and you can drag it whichever way you would like. So I'm going to put it that way. I want it a little bigger. I want to add text to it. So I'm going to right-click, add text. You can't quite see it, but the cursor bar is there. And I am lazy. Oh, can't be that lazy. It's not letting me quite copy it the way I want to. All at Horner Park at 1 p.m. I told you I'm not a fast typer. It's okay. Accept my faults. Oh, I turned it in a strange way. There we go. All right. And like I showed you before, we can mess with the size. We can change the font. It looks again like there's this weird paragraph thing that I did not tell it to do, but of course Microsoft Word likes to mess with you. So I could change that later, but I'll leave it alone for right now. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is you see how it looks like the box extends back, but then you have this other shape, this white shape that's there. So I'm going to insert a shape again, the same one that I had before. It looks like maybe it starts right there, and then doesn't really matter how far down it goes, but my approach is going to be, let's see, let me just change the color real fast. I want it to be white. I don't want the outline. Okay. So now you see that it's covering my other shape, my first shape, and then the star shape. So what I can do, I can right click, and I can send it to the back. I sent it to the back. Sometimes you can click send behind text, send backwards. These are all different tools that will help you change where the shape sits. But now I noticed that I had sent it all the way back, so it's behind this green shape. So I actually want to send it just one layer forward. So let's bring forward. That didn't work. So I'm going to try to send this one all the way to the back. There we go. Now we see that it has, it's kind of changed where it is. Want this to be a little bigger. I know I said I wasn't going to be super OCD, but of course I am. If I can never work with programming, everything would have to be perfect. All right. So my approach to putting these little tidbits of information, I'm going to insert 3 different text boxes. Actually, I think I'm going to pause on that. I'm going to show you how to do the other stuff. This I want up. This I want up. This I want up, because I just noticed that I didn't have enough space for this piece of the flyer. And I should just also note that I'm not super creative. So when I'm trying to create flyers or something like that, what I do is I'll just Google flyer, I'll search keyword flyer, and then I'll try to find someone else's flyer and I'll replicate it just like I'm doing now. So if I want something flashy and pretty, but maybe I don't have that skill set, that creativity, I'll just, because I feel pretty confident in my Microsoft Word abilities, I will just go online and I'll look at other people's flyers and I'll try to replicate it. And again, thank you to Border Park Advisory Council, to Gina and Lisa, Gina from Lunar Media and Lisa from DreamID for letting me replicate their flyer today for this webinar. So I see that I have this shape, but I wonder if they themselves created it, because it's absolutely beautiful. So I just kind of Googled. First I Googled tree, didn't necessarily like any of those. Then I Googled half world, I think, and these things came up. But I found this picture and I liked it. So I'm going to, what I did was I found it over here, somewhere over here. I just right-clicked on this, opened image in new tab, and now I can right-click and I can copy the image, and then I can paste my image. Oh, I've noticed that when I pasted my image, it's not really letting me move it wherever I want to move it. So to change that, I'm going to right-click. I'm going to go to Format Picture. Nope, maybe I'm not. I'm going to right-click, Wrap Text. I'm going to say I want it. Actually, I want it behind text. Does that not work? There we go. Now I can move it wherever I want. So I'm going to put it all the way at the bottom. I'm going to make this really big. But now it's kind of cutting off some of my text. And what I can do is I can crop this picture so I can have a little more space. So I can click on the picture. I see that in my particular Microsoft Word, there's this Format Tools option. So I can click on that. In my particular Word, it looks like this. Again, somewhere in your program, there is a way to crop a picture. You just have to figure out how. So I can click crop, and then it has these little bars that appear. I can just click on the top, drag down, and then press enter. And that white space has gone away. Maybe I want to get rid of this white space, so I'm just going to crop, click crop, put my mouse on that white bar, or on that bar, and drag it forward, and then click enter. So there it goes. And it looks like I've gone, I don't know what that is. There we go. I'm gone a little too far. So somehow this got moved. I want this to go higher so I have more space to work with. And if I want to move multiple shapes or text boxes at one time, I can just click on the border, press my control key. See how that like plus sign pops up when I'm near the border? I just click down. I'm holding down the control key. There's that plus sign. Click that. I want that one. And now they're all selected together, and I can just press my up arrow. Press my up arrow, and they all move up. Great. Very good, very good. Although that's still not great. I think I'm going to make it wider and then drag it up. So this might not have been the best shape, but for our purposes, it will work just fine. All right. So let's see. What else did we want to do? Let's see if there are any questions so far. No questions. All right, so back to Word. Next thing I want to do is put that it's Horner Park Advisory Council. I wonder, I can't right-click and add text like I could if I insert a shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a text box. Oops. Simple text box. It went all the way over there, not where I wanted it. I'm just clicking on it and dragging it down. Oh, it's not letting me go. And again, that's because these margins are set. All this weird stuff is happening. I'm just clicking on this margin. I'm just going to drag it down because it's in my way, and I don't like that. So now I can move my text box over here. Looks like the text and copy. Horner Park Advisory Council. Thanks again, guys. You're great. Horner Park Advisory Council. Now I see that I've blocked out the yellow color and I don't want that, so I can right click. I can format shape. I don't want any fill, and I don't want a border. I don't want a line because I didn't want it to obstruct my nice sun that I found. What else I could do? I see that they have a logo here, and if I want to insert that, I can insert a shape or picture. So I'm going to insert a picture because I saved Friends' logo somewhere. I think somewhere in downloads. And I know so many pictures of me. I wonder if I can arrange this by date. There we go. So there's the Friends of the Parks logo, and it's doing that weird thing again where I can't move it where I want it to. It's being really annoying. So I'm going to have to right-click on it, wrap text in front of text. I also want to make it much teenier. Now I can move it wherever I want. So right there. And also their text was white. I'm not sure if it matters for the purposes of this demonstration. I'm bolding that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Then I will highlight it. I will change my font shape to this one. That was the wrong one. This one. Now it's white. Now it's white. All right, great. So it looks something like it. I don't like that green. Again, my type A personality is coming out right now. I want to change the color. Fill. I'm not going to find my perfect green, although that looks pretty good. Kind of washes out that. Let's see. Make this. Oh, that's a much better green. Make this green. Make this green. Do. Make this green. Make this green. All right. And I'm going to just move it up a little bit. Oh, I forgot to make these guys that different green. And what you can do, if there's a color that appears in here that you don't like, you can go to more colors, and you can actually create your own color, or find at least another color that wasn't there before. But I know I want that one. It already existed. Good job, Microsoft. Okay, great. What else? This obviously does not look very nice because it is cutting off. So I can make it smaller. And I have that same problem where it's centering itself, and I don't want it to. I don't want it to do that. I don't know what these things are. I don't think that's what I want. Let me see if I can figure it out. I have an idea what the problem is. But It might take me too long to figure out, otherwise I bore you. I don't want to do that. I want you to be excited about using Microsoft Word. You don't need fancy programs to make flyers. Well, we can just leave it like that for now. You guys got the picture. Plus, we have to add these particular text boxes. All right. And where did that other shape go? It's disappeared. It is somewhere else. I wonder if I deleted it by accident and didn't know. Also, I can undo. So I moved that there and I didn't mean to. So I can Control Z, I think is undo. Control Y is redo. Again, pressing Control and Z at the same time. One of those. I always forget which is which. I just been doing it for so long it comes naturally. All right, so I want to insert this text box. Move it there. Because I don't want to spend too much of your time, I'm not going to fiddle with this a lot. I'm just going to only put 2 of these there. So Control C at the same time, click in there, highlight, backspace, Control V. There is a space there. I didn't want it to be all the way up there. Again, it did that very annoying formatting thing. Why does it put the spaces? I don't want that. It drives me crazy. Change the paragraph. All right. I also want it center. So I could home, center. I could have also right-clicked. I could have gone to font. Am I lying? Maybe there's no center option there. But again, with the keyboard, I can Control E, which is what centers it. Control E centers text. Control L or Control R will make it go left or right. So going like that. Move this up a little bit. I don't want that silly outline. Silly word, putting things there that I don't want. No outline. Actually, maybe I could put all 3. Control C. I just clicked on it. It's highlighted. Control C copies. Control V paste. I want 3. Control V paste. Now I can move them. Looks like they're blocking one another out. All right, let's copy this text. Control C, or I could highlight. Oh, no, my PDF viewer is horrible. Control V. Huh, it's doing a weird thing. Doesn't want me to do all of that. Why won't you let me highlight August 20th now? You have to watch me type so slow. Oopsies. Okay. Looks kind of centered. I see that this white is blocking out the shape, so I'm going to right-click. I don't want any fill. That was one way to address it, or I could have sent it to the back. And again, these are different colored, different text than what I want it to be. So, just going to highlight. I was going to try to do something fancy. You can't really tell it's changed color because it's so small. Not too bad. And also, I can see how this is kind of dropped. I can click on the corner, it will go away. So I have more space. Not bad. Not perfect. All right. I think for this tutorial, that was pretty good. I think that I'm pretty comfortable just leaving it at that. But I will say that one thing you can think about is saving it. Let's save it, obviously save. I didn't save throughout. That was a horrible mistake. What if you make a mistake? You want to keep what you did because it's lovely. Test flyer. Okay, so now it's saved. Depending on your program, you might be able to save as a PDF. My computer program allows me to do that, so I can save it as a PDF. So now I have two versions. I have the flyer as a Word document. I have it as a PDF. If you want to upload it to Facebook, I don't think you can insert a PDF. You have to save it as a picture. And that means saving it as JPEG, which I thought was, nope. Okay, so here we go. This is how we address that. If you can't change it to PDF in your program, or in my case, I can't change it to a JPEG or BNP file, I think is another one. You can search these computer converter websites. You just select your file. Nope. Date. Insert your file. I want to change mine, like I said, to a JPEG. Convert. Converting. And then it will appear, and then I can download it. Obviously, you want to make sure your site is a good one. I'm pretty sure I've used this one before. So then, there you go. Where'd our flyer go? So that's our final product. I might mess with this a little bit more because I'm quite confident that I can make this look much more like the flyer, but I think this is a good tutorial on how you can insert shapes. We changed color of text. We changed where a shape appeared in a layer. We inserted a picture. We copied a picture from the internet and we inserted it in. We inserted text boxes. We changed margins. We changed the paragraph of text. So again, this was meant to be just a basic introduction for those folks who aren't super comfortable, but you can do whatever you want in Microsoft Word. Just, you know, with other more advanced programs like Adobe. I can't think of the program right now. That would obviously let you do a lot more work than this. Also, you can use Publisher. I find that Publisher, Microsoft Publisher, doesn't give me the flexibility to do some of the stuff I've done now. Like, I think I can't just start typing words in Publisher. And sometimes I do want to just type words in the document. So again, that is the webinar. Thank you for watching. I have some announcements, so don't go just 1 or 2 more minutes when I find you. Let's go to screen share. All right, so I just want to say that our next webinar will be on the budget, on how to analyze the park district budget to understand what does this mean for your park in 2017. And just to let you know, I'm always looking for highlights, submissions for the PAC highlight section, so feel free to send that to me if you want to highlight the work of your PAC. And if you have any ideas for what this webinar should be, for what other, you want to watch me use my computer, perhaps I can show you how to make a Facebook page. Perhaps we can make a budget together in Excel. There are lots of different opportunities. So please submit your ideas to me. And if you're not on my email list, someone referred you to this, just please let me know. I can add you to my email list. You can get my monthly emails. And if you have an idea for a better time than 7 o'clock, let me know as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.